If you guys want the fastest way to improve your aim, get some Control Freaks for cheap. Use code Goblin for 10% off and improve your aim today. Link in the description. Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty World War II gameplay. In today's video, what we're going to be talking about is the Fg42. Now this is a weapon that was nerfed with the big set of nerfs and buffs that came out about maybe a week and a half ago. This is one of the things that was included. However, this Fg42, I haven't really talked about the changes to this gun too much for the simple fact that I've been going through the prestiges, and of course this weapon is unlocked to level 45, so it's unlocked later in the prestiges, but this definitely is a gun that, because it was one of the best guns in the game, debatably people would say it was the best gun before this patch update. I think I need to dedicate a whole video to talking about this gun, talking about how it was before the patch and after the patch, and what changed and how you can still make this gun very, very strong. So if you guys could drop a like on this video, I would definitely appreciate that. Let's go ahead and let's try to hit 38 likes. That would be absolutely amazing. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and this is probably a late night upload wherever you guys are at. Where I'm at, this is going to be definitely a late night Saturday upload. I am of course on the Pacific time zone in North America. But let's go ahead and talk about this Fg42. So the first thing I want to mention is, because I've been going through the prestiges, and unfortunately I messed up with some of my unlock tokens because I should have used them on this thing, but I actually don't have this permanently unlocked. It's going to be the one I use next. In this gameplay right here, I'm actually using the default class. Now the great thing that is, if you guys don't know, the default class of the Fg42 is actually very similar to an overpowered class setup, and it definitely is one that is very, very awesome to use. Now the thing with this class setup is it is not 100% ideal because it doesn't come with extended mags, and that's why in this video I'm going to be talking about my ideal class setup to make this gun overpowered even after this patch update, because a lot of people will say rip to the Fg42. Of course, people will always overreact after a nerf or whatever, and it is kind of true. This gun did go from being the best gun in the game to most people, especially in a competitive realm, to one that is outclassed by the bar and the PPSH, especially up close, but at a range and at mid to long range, this gun can still do wonders, and that's one thing that I have to talk about. So first of all, let's talk about the nerfs with this gun. Now, the thing is that this gun the main nerf is that the recoil has been adjusted a couple of times on this gun. That's not the main nerf, but I don't think that is that big of a deal. You guys can see right here in this gameplay. This is after all the nerfs. This is without grip. The gun's recoil is a straight up bounce. It's up and down. It's very, very controllable. If you're aiming for the chest, the upper chest, you should have no problem. The bounce will stay on target as long as you're accurate. I don't find that you need to run a grip with this gun. I think that this gun is still very usable without a grip, even after these multiple recoil adjustments or nerfs or whatever you want to call them. But the main thing is the fire rate. Now, this gun had a slow fire rate to begin with, but now it's been nerfed about 10%. So your fire rate will be 90% of what it was before this one, or a 10% deduction, which definitely is a huge, huge thing to deal with. Now, to put that in perspective, usually when you run a rapid fire on any of these submachine guns or rifles, rapid fire will increase your fire rate about 6 to 7%. All right. This nerf brought this gun down about 10%, a little bit under 10%, so it definitely is a very, very noticeable change. The main thing that makes this gun still strong is that it is a reliable, and I mean reliable, 3-shot kill. This gun will kill in 3 shots pretty much every single time, except at a super duper long range. It has a very, very wide 3-shot kill range, and that's what makes this gun great, is because even though the fire rate cannot compete at all with your bar, your STG, and especially not with your M1941, because of that controllable recoil, which those other guns don't really have, especially the bar and the M1941, which after their adjustments, well, the bar specifically have a lot of recoil, this gun still has a steady bounce and still has that consistent kills. Now, so the class setup that I'll run, and you sort of need to have a very good class setup with a lot of attachments to make this weapon overpowered after all of these changes, and that's what I'm going to talk about now. For this class setup, first thing is you're going to want to run infantry. Now that is pretty obvious, of course. Infantry is what you're going to want to run with pretty much any assault rifle, especially one like this, which is weaker at close range and is a slower one, because you need infantry for multiple reasons. 1, you need it for the stock ammo. 2, you need it to be able to strafe left and right, and 3, the bayonet does come in handy, and that's why I definitely think that this is the best thing to use. As far as my basic training with this weapon, I like to run primed for a few reasons. Primed does help with the flinch. Of course, primed was adjusted as well. and overall flinch in this game is not very high. However, primed does reduce your flinch a tiny amount. It is noticeable in some situations, but especially with a gun like this that will bounce up and down, those are the guns you have to watch out for flinch with, because those are the ones where the bounce, recoil, plus the flinch can cause you to actually be shooting above an enemy's head or above an enemy's shoulders, especially if they're on a head glitch. With this gun does struggle with picking people off of head glitches because of that, and as well as if people are maybe laying down on the ground, it's hard to adjust that aim and you might be shooting above them. Now, the main thing about prime though is you get another attachment. So infantry and primed are giving me other attachments, and what I'm going to rock with this thing is the first one is going to be my red dot sight, which is pretty simple. Now the thing with this reflex sight is you guys can choose which one you want to use. Of course, with this default class setup that I'm using in this gameplay here, I didn't have the ideal choice of a reticle. However, in my opinion, I would pretty much always go with the spec dot. That's the one that I love, and it really allows you to get your aim down to a T. The spec dot, I've been doing great things. I uploaded a video earlier today with it on the STG44 where I dropped like a V2 rocket with that gun. It was awesome. Spec dot I used on my bar. Pretty much all my rifles, that's my favorite one. But you guys can, play around with the different reticles, but definitely use some sort of a reflex sight on this gun. Second one is going to be extended mags, and this is another one that is lacking in this default class, but is definitely needed, and something that I struggled with in this gameplay here, which is actually a really nasty gameplay with the default class here. And this is, of course, after all of the nerfs. This gameplay I got literally yesterday, I think, or maybe 2 days ago. But, extended mags is awesome. You have 20 bullets. With extended mags, you have 30. 20 bullets is actually doable on this gun, which is surprising because normally I would say don't even try to do it. You guys can see me doing it in this gameplay though, but the thing is, after getting 1 kill, you're usually around 13, 12 bullets. After getting 2 kills, you really don't have a chance. To get 3 kills in a row, you literally have to be godlike accuracy or have to have that. So I definitely think that it's safer just to go with the extended mags, especially since the reload time on this gun, it's not slow, but it's definitely not fast. Of course, these rifles in this game are more slower rifles. They're not really assault rifles, and that's why I would say extended mags. Now, these next 2 attachments are keys on this gun, because this gun is a slower, reliable, steady one, and these 2 attachments allow it to be sped up more. Now, the first one is going to be, or I guess my third attachment here, is going to be quick draw, which I think is definitely a requirement on this gun, because I don't usually use quick draw on most of my rifles, but the fact is when you already have one that's firing slow, and especially with all the fast firing guns in this game, it's not just the SMGs, most of the rifles fire super duper fast in this game as well. You really do need quick draw with a gun like this to be able to get that first shot off, because if you don't get the first shot off with this gun, you will get outgunned by people using those faster fire rate guns, and that's why getting quick draw, aiming down sights fast, and getting that first shot off, pre-aiming with this gun is huge. That's definitely a key. Next thing is going to be rapid fire. Now, I think you guys could probably see this one coming. Of course, because this gun was nerfed so much percentages, with this rapid fire, you're still going to have a very slow fire rate, but it's going to be a lot more doable than, of course, you basically negate a bit of the nerf, which is awesome, because they nerf you. You say they nerf your fire rate by 10%, you go ahead and you throw on that rapid fire and get 7% of it back. And this gun is not in the same shape that it was before, but you definitely do have an overpowered weapon, and you have the right class setup, the right, steps. You've taken the right steps to succeed with this one. Another point I want to make in the class setup, this is of course my ideal class setup, not on the default one that I was using in this gameplay. The machine pistol extended mags is 100% what you want to run with this gun. This gun sucks at close range, even with rapid fire, because it's meant to be a long range, slow firing one. Use that machine pistol, extended mags, and as far as a grenade, any sort of grenade you guys can want, Semtex. I've been preferring Semtex a lot lately, but of course I respect people who use the grenade as well. The grenade technically is the better grenade, basically the frag grenade, for the fact that it has a 1 meter larger blast radius, and you can throw it farther. Obviously, you can cook it and explode it right on people. However, I just find that the Semtex, or the N74 ST, as it's called in the game, is just a lot quicker to throw, and especially in this game where people are throwing nades every single life, you don't want to waste you want to waste as least. You want to use your time wisely. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, I'm stumbling on my words there. You want to use your time wisely, and cooking a frag grenade every life is going to take you 3 or 4 seconds out of each of your life, but quickly just toss the Semtex at B, toss the Semtex down the mid, takes half a second, and gets you quite a few free kills every single game. So this class setup is awesome. Of course, you are prone to grenades because you have primed and not hunker, so you do need to watch out for that and move accordingly. Don't stay in the same position for too long, but I definitely think this is how you can make the Fg42 overpowered even after the nerfs. Go ahead and test this class setup out. Let me know what you guys think of it. Drop a like on this video. I'd appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Sub for a cookie, and don't looky. And give the Fg42 some love, man. It did get nerfed, but it still has a chance to be overpowered, and if used correctly, can be deadly. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm out. Peace.